It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Hi everyone! Can you believe it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas already? How does that happen every year? It comes so quickly, but it is so exciting because we are ready and raring to go with our Christmas craft. And if you've tuned into this video, it means you've bought a pack and are waiting to find out how to make a candy cane mouse. So to make it a bit easier for you, what I'm going to do now is zoom in on my hands so you can see all the instructions and all the steps. So keep watching, and before long you'll have one of these of your own to decorate your house. So if you get your pack out, it should look just like this. You'll have your candy cane mouse template, and then your bag with everything inside it that you'll need to construct your mouse. You'll have a piece of grey felt for your body and your ears. You'll have a piece of pink felt for the inside of your ears. These are a bit fiddly. You'll have two googly eyes. Careful you don't lose those because they're tiny, tiny. Like that. And you'll have a pom-pom for the nose. Again, very tiny and very fiddly, so careful you don't lose it. And the most important bit of all, your candy cane for the tail. You'll have a little pot of glue. You only need a tiny bit of glue. Just have, in fact you probably have lots to spare, you won't just have the right amount, you'll have lots to spare. And two matchsticks, and this is because you really don't need much glue at all, and this will help you to stop splodging it everywhere if you use your matchsticks. So first job, you need to cut out your mouse template, and I'm going to start with the body. Now I think it was last year Mrs. Hewitt taught us a good tip for cutting out, and she said if you just move your paper around instead of your scissors, slowly, that will help you to stay on the line in all the curves and all the tricky bits, just like this. So I'm not moving my scissors, but I am turning the paper around, following that line. Don't worry if you go a little bit off the line, it'll make your mouse unique. And there's my body. And the other bit I'm going to cut out now are the big ears. This is for the outside bit of the ears. I'm not going to do a little bit yet because I'm a bit afraid I might lose that. I'm going to just do the big bit. I'm going to put all my rubbish to one side, then I don't get my work area cluttered up. And there I am, just turning my paper. This bit's a bit more fiddly than the body. You've got some ups and downs, some ins and outs. Just keep turning that paper slowly, take your time. Round the corner. There we have it. And I'm keeping my inner ears safe over here for now. I'm going to do my body first of all, and I'll need my big piece of grey felt, like that. Now I have given you a little bit more than you need, but it would be a good idea if you place your template right near the edge, and then you've got plenty spare in case you have any mistakes. Now you're going to need a pretty sharp pair of scissors for this because the felt is quite thick, so you might need a grown-up to help you. I'm going to go for it myself. I'm just holding my template in place, and again turning my felt rather than my scissors. I have to just turn it a little bit more, and I'm cutting around the outline of my body. And again, it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the shape of your template. It makes your mouse look a little bit quirky and unique, and I like that. And there's my body. I'm going to keep hold of this piece of paper until I've cut out these lines here. And I'm going to give you a little tip for cutting out the lines that made it easier for me. So I'm going to do one set of lines at a time. I'm doing these horizontal ones, the ones that go from side to side first. And I'm going to fold my felt along the centre dotted line there. And then when I just cut down that dotted line, not too big or else your candy cane might fall out, hopefully I'll then have those slits in my felt. Now this is why you need sharp scissors, because when I had a practice at this, I didn't go through my felt as well as my paper. I just had to readjust a little bit. Now I'm going to do this set of lines here, and this is where your ears go. So again, I'm going to fold it so it's in the centre of the middle dotty line. And then I'm going to cut until I get to the end of the line on both sides. And when I take my template off, I should now, yeah, can you see I've got those little slits there? One for my candy cane tail and one for my ears. Now I don't need that again for a few minutes, so I'm going to put that just to one side. And then I'm going to get my grey felt again. I've already cut my body from it. I'm going to snip these bits off because it might just get in my way. There they go. And then I'm just going to do exactly the same thing with the ears. And again, I'm putting them at the edge of my felt like that, just in case I have an accident and I'm not happy with my first attempt. I've got some spare. Again, moving your felt as you cut rather than your scissors. Turn, turn, turn. Oh, I think I'm moving my scissors. It got a bit fiddly there. There, that's better. Just keep cutting. Oh, I've slipped it. See, if it slips out of place like that, you can just move it back over to where you need it to be. I can see mine's not going to be really accurate, but you know, I like it like that. So I'm not going to get worried about it. I'm not following my own rules there, am I? I'm turning my scissors there. Okay, and now I've got a set of ears and a body. And I'm going to, first of all, before I stick anything on my ears, I'm going to slot them in my mouse. So I'm going to look, just check which way round it goes. So your ears need to come through these vertical lines, the lines that go up and down like that, at the narrow point. The body's a bit like an egg shape, and it goes at the narrow point of the egg. And I'm going to thread going down one side of my slit, and then I'm going to go up the other side. It might help just to turn your felt over, and you can scrunch it up to get it through. It really doesn't matter, that's what I've got to do. And you want to aim to get that thin part there right in the middle of your slit. So it's starting to look a bit mousy now, isn't it? And then I'm going to put my pink bits inside my ears. So I'm going to cut these out now and do exactly the same with my pink felt that I did with my grey felt. So I'm cutting out as accurately as I can, turning my paper instead of my scissors. There's one inner ear, and the second one, turning my paper instead of my scissors. Ooh, I'm rushing a bit now. I need to take a little bit of care, I think, here. And there it is. I'm putting my rubbish all to one side so it's not cluttering my workspace. And then I'm going to get, which looks like such a teeny tiny bit of pink felt, but it's the right amount with a little bit to spare for your inner ears. And again, put it right near the edge as you cut, so if you have any accidents, you've got some spare if you don't like what you've done the first time. And I'm keeping my thumb on the paper while I turn my felt and try to cut out the shape as accurately as I can. That's one inner ear. Hold on. I'm going to do the second one. Ooh, can I just squeeze it on there? Yes, I think I can squeeze it in that gap. And again, turning my felt. I'll just swap sides a little bit there. It got a little bit awkward. There we go. And I have two inner ears. And if you want to do any tweaks once you've taken your paper off, I've got a bit that looks a bit pointy there, I'd like to make that a bit rounder, I can just do a little bit of snipping and tweaking afterwards. There we have it. Now I'm going to stick these onto the insides of my mouse's ears like that. So I'm going to open my glue. Oh, tricky bit coming up, can't do it. There we go. And I'm going to use my matchstick to dip it in so I don't splodge too much on. And I'm just going to wipe that over one side of my pink felt and pop it in the centre of the ear. And I'm going to do the same with the other side. See, I said you didn't use much glue here, you'll have loads to spare. Spreading it about. If you've got a glue spreader at home and you prefer to use that, that's okay for the ears. But you'll find when you get to the nose, you want something tiny. Okay, he's looking quite mousy now, isn't he? Now I think the next job might be the important job. The candy cane tail. And I'm putting that on next because I'm a bit worried if I start fiddling with it when I'm trying to put the tail in, I've got my eyes and my nose on, they might just pop off before they've dried. So let's see if I can remember how to do this. So this is going to go now through your horizontal lines here. Oh, see, I'm doing it wrong. So I'm going to go up at the back and down at the front. Oh, my cellophane on, it's getting in my way. Am I going to be able to do that without trimming it? Oh, just about. There we go. Now he's got his tail. You could always hang him on your tree by his tail. Okay, he needs now, I don't want a blind mouse like 3 blind mice, he needs some eyes and his nose. Now these eyes are very fiddly, but you don't need glue for these. They've got a little paper backing on them and it's sticky underneath like a sticker. So if you peel that off, you can then stick your eyes onto your mouse. This bit is a bit awkward. I hope my fingernails can get underneath. Nope, I'm going to drop it. Oh, so tricky. The first one came off so quickly and I'm struggling with this one. Doesn't want to come off at all, that one, does it? Oh, if you're struggling like me, you could always put some glue on. Hey, there we go. Just when I was going to give up, put some glue on. I'm going to put his second eye on, just there. And now all he needs is his little pink nose. And this is where my matchstick's going to come in handy. I'm just getting some glue on the end of my matchstick. And I'm just going to dab it onto the felt, onto the mouse, where I want his nose to go. And once you put this on, you might just have to leave it still a little bit until it dries. Because when I had a practice with this, it did keep falling off because I was a bit impatient and kept touching it. And there he is, your candy cane mouse, all ready to hang wherever you would like it. to decorate your house ready for Christmas. So have loads of fun making your candy cane mouse and all your other Christmas crafts that you might do this evening. Don't eat his tail too quickly before Christmas. Bye!
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.